Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the rear door on my pickup, an extended cab, 2001 F250, and I just fixed the door because the striker right here is nice and solid now, but before it was loose and the front door wouldn't shut, and so when I would drive down the highway, it would whistle right in here along that weather strip, especially if the wind was blowing like it is today. So the problem is, get down in here, get my knee on a block of wood. There's a lot of rocks on the ground. So this piece right in here, this is where your speaker would go. So you get back in here, this piece right here is what your striker is attached to. And it's attached to the bottom there, and as you can see, the door is a little screwed up there. I don't know how that happened. I really don't, but this piece right here is what broke off on the inside and allowed the bottom of this to flop around, and it made that striker loose. So before, my solution was, because I thought, okay, it just needs to come in, so I had 2-3 blocks. I'm kneeling on the 1x4 there, but I had a bunch of stuff shoved back in behind. This is the outside part of the door, and I had wood blocks shoved in here to firm that up. Now that did stabilize this, but it didn't move it to where it needed to go, because in reality it had to come back this way and then forward so that these little dots here lined up. And this isn't perfect here, but it's pretty damn good. And I have tested the door, it shuts and everything. So these being lined up like they were supposed to, I drilled holes, I put screws in to hold it, one there, and then I also put one down here, and that's held it solid. It's in pretty good shape. Now, the issue with putting screws up here, where these two are at, are, well, I may have gotten a little happy, and they may have gone all the way through, so I had to cut them down to length and put them back in, and I filed that down a bit so it's smooth, and that'll be good enough. Quite honestly, this door just needs to be replaced. The problem is, if I do that, I gotta paint it, and that's not something I'm gonna do anytime soon. So that'll work long enough till I get all that done. So when you're putting screws in, just be careful that you don't put them in here. If you're fixing your door like this, don't put them in here unless you cut them down to length. Be very careful. So a few other tips to anybody that has this problem, that is looking to fix all this. You don't have a lot of options for putting in screws to hold this in, because your speaker goes right there, and then each of those little square slots are where the mounting tabs go, like that one right there on your trim piece. So you got to be careful that you don't just start tapping into stuff like that, otherwise your panel won't go back on. You can't use screws that have a very large head on them, because that'll interfere with the panel going back on. You've got your handle here, but then your outside handle is essentially right behind all this, right there. So you can't be putting screws in that are going to interfere with that handle, and you don't really want to put screws in to where if you ever have to screw with the locking rods and stuff, you're going to be stabbing yourself on them all the time, because that's no fun. Nobody likes getting stabbed. At least to my knowledge, nobody likes getting stabbed. So you got to keep all that in mind when you're screwing this stuff in. But I can tell you this, that's not moving now, and I know for a fact that this stuff isn't just going to vibrate out, because that was one of the problems with the wood, is that I would get it in there and it would be better but not great, and then over time as I drive around it would, you know, just kind of drift out and it wouldn't work very well for very long. And I didn't want to start screwing wood in here, because I thought, well, what if I wanted to take it out? These are pretty easy to take out, you know, nothing complicated. I don't even have to take the speaker out to get in there now, so all I have to do is pop these trim panels off and I'm good to go. So that ought to fix the door problem. The wind, like I said, wind's blowing today, so if I get on the highway and I'm driving and it's not whistling through the door, then it's fixed. And you guys will see this video then, and you'll know that you have a working solution. And if it doesn't work, well, if it doesn't work, you'll never see this video. So I guess either way, you guys win. We're about to see later if I'm going to win But I just wanted to make a video about that because I got sick of this thing rattling around. I got tired of hearing that wood rattling around in there. I got tired of my door not shutting. And it didn't matter how hard you slammed this, it wasn't ever going to shut. Because when your striker here is loose, it doesn't matter what you do, how hard you slam your door. If this thing's bouncing around, you might be latched on it good, but if it's moving around, your front door is going to move too. So hopefully that solved the problem. At the very least, I know that this door shuts a lot better, and that's all that matters. I don't really think there's anything else I can do. If this doesn't fix it, just nothing else I can do. But like I said, if this works, you guys will see the video. If it doesn't, you won't see the video. So either way, you'll have a working solution. And if it fails, like if I say it works and then later it fails, then I'll let you guys know too. So that's all I had for you today. I will get to testing this later. Hopefully it works. Fingers crossed. Catch you guys in the next one.